The Flash is not just renowned for his incredible speed, but also for his ability to significantly influence the fabric of history. At the heart of this capability lies his unique power to traverse the timeline, effectively altering past events to create new realities or timelines. This power brings with it profound implications, especially in the context of what happens when history is reshaped. The significance of the Flash's impact on history is both fascinating and complex. By changing key events in time, he demonstrates the delicate balance of cause and effect, emphasizing how even seemingly minor alterations can have far reaching consequences. This concept is central to the idea of the butterfly effect in chaos theory, where small changes can lead to vastly different outcomes. In the realm of storytelling and myth making, this positions the Flash as a pivotal figure who holds the power to rewrite history itself. One example of the Flash's impact on history is the storyline known as Flashpoint. In this narrative, Barry Allen, the Flash, travels back in time to save his mother from being murdered. While his intention was simply to prevent a personal tragedy, this act resulted in a radically altered present. The consequences included a vastly changed world where familiar heroes and villains had different roles and relationships, illustrating the unpredictable nature of interfering with time. Another example is the storyline Crisis on Infinite Earths, where the Flash plays a crucial role in preventing universal destruction by merging multiple timelines into one cohesive reality. This act underscores how his interventions can bring order out of chaos, illustrating a positive aspect of his power to change history intentionally for the greater good. Despite these compelling narratives, the Flash's ability to alter history is not without controversy. Critics argue that such power risks trivializing the natural progression of time and events, suggesting that it undermines the weight of decisions and consequences. Additionally, there's a philosophical debate about the ethics of changing history, questioning whether anyone should wield the ability to redefine reality, even with good intentions. In relation to the broader topic of the Flash's influence, these points highlight the interconnectedness of his actions with the universe's stability and the ethical obligations tethered to such power. Ultimately, the Flash's impact on history is a reminder of the responsibilities that come with monumental power and the ongoing tension between change and continuity. The concept of Flashpoint introduces a pivotal storyline in the DC Comics universe, where the Flash, Barry Allen, inadvertently alters the timeline, creating a drastically different reality known as Flashpoint. In this altered world, the heroes and villains are unrecognizable, with significant changes such as Thomas Wayne becoming Batman while Bruce Wayne perished, and a war raging between Aquaman and Wonder Woman. This storyline exemplifies the profound impact the Flash can have on history, serving as a cautionary tale of the butterfly effect resulting from time travel. Flashpoint's significance in the context of the top 5 times the Flash changed history cannot be overstated. It showcases how a single action, even if well-intentioned, can lead to unintended consequences, affecting not only individual lives, but the entire fabric of society. This event highlights the potential perils of wielding such power without fully grasping the ramifications. One prominent real-world application seen in this storyline is the exploration of the ethics and responsibilities of possessing great power. It raises a parallel to scientific advancements like genetic engineering or artificial intelligence, where the pursuit of noble goals must be balanced against the consideration of unforeseen consequences. Another example can be drawn from historical events in human history, where unintended consequences have unfolded, such as the Treaty of Versailles, which, while intended to ensure peace after World War I, inadvertently set the stage for World War II. Supporters of the Flashpoint concept argue that it allows for fresh storylines and character development, offering the opportunity to explore what-if scenarios that challenge traditional narratives. However, there are challenges and controversies connected with such drastic alterations, including the potential alienation of longtime readers attached to established histories and characters. Detractors might argue that frequent timeline changes can lead to confusion and diminish the weight of prior stories. Nevertheless, Flashpoint's influence extends beyond the storyline itself, touching other aspects of the Flash mythology by reiterating the theme of responsibility. It forces the characters and the audience to reconsider choices, actions, and their far-reaching implications. Ultimately, Flashpoint serves as a pivotal lesson within the broader narrative of the Flash's exploits, reinforcing the notion that history is both fragile and interlinked, urging a deep comprehension and respect for the power to change it. The concept of the Second World War butterfly effect refers to a scenario in which the Flash, through his time-altering abilities, changes a historical event during World War II, consequently sparking a series of unforeseen consequences across history. This notion draws from the broader idea of the butterfly effect, wherein small changes can lead to significant and unpredictable outcomes far removed from the initial action. In the context of time travel, the Flash's intervention in World War II serves as a poignant illustration of the potential chaos or benefits that can arise from altering pivotal historical events. This pivotal point is vital in exploring the Flash's influence on history, as it underscores the magnitude and gravity of his actions. By changing a critical event during a globally impactful era like World War II, the story vividly demonstrates how one individual's actions could reshape entire timelines, highlighting both the potential for positive change and the risk of unintended adverse consequences. Arguably, one of the most dramatic illustrations of this concept is the scenario where the Flash prevents a key assassination or battle from occurring. Such an intervention might lead to a world where the Axis powers gain the upper hand, thus reshaping global power dynamics. Alternatively, the Flash could avert a major catastrophe, resulting in a more peaceful post-war world marked by accelerated technological and social progress. These examples showcase the dual nature of the butterfly effect. The same action can produce widely divergent outcomes, heavily dependent on initial conditions and subsequent developments. Supporters of this idea may argue that the exploration of such narrative threads highlights the interconnectedness of historical events, emphasizing the responsibility that comes with the power to alter the past. However, potential challenges and controversies arise around the moral and ethical implications of such actions. Critics might point out that meddling with past events, regardless of intention, risks erasing entire timelines and the lived experiences of billions, essentially playing God with history. This discussion directly feeds into broader themes surrounding the ethical boundaries of the Flash's powers and his role as a hero. It also influences other aspects of the main topic by establishing context for how even small interventions can ripple through and change entire eras, setting the stage for exploring more such impactful historical alterations in the Flash's adventures. By examining these consequences, audiences are invited to ponder the weight of responsibility that accompanies great power, especially in the realm of time travel. The concept of the crisis on infinite Earths, multiverse repercussions, refers to a pivotal event in comic book history, particularly within the DC Comics universe. This storyline, published in the mid-1980s, involved the catastrophic merging and destruction of infinite parallel universes known collectively as the multiverse. The narrative was primarily driven by the Flash, among other superheroes, as they battled to prevent these universes from collapsing into a single, unified reality. This event is crucial because it fundamentally altered the landscape of the DC Comics universe, streamlining decades of complex, often contradictory storylines and re-establishing a cohesive continuity. The significance of the Crisis on Infinite Earths in relation to the topic of how the Flash changed history lies in its aftermath. The Flash, particularly Barry Allen, plays a heroic yet sacrificial role. His actions, including his tragic demise while saving the multiverse, underscore the immense impact he has on the cosmos. This not only cements his legacy as a pivotal character, but also catalyzes a series of long-lasting changes in the DC universe, impacting all characters and narratives that followed. A real-world application of this concept can be seen in the way comic book publishers often use such large-scale events to reboot or revitalize established franchises. For example, both DC and Marvel have since developed crossover events to clean up continuity issues or to introduce fresh story arcs. Another example is how cinematic universes have adopted similar multiverse concepts, such as Marvel's recent explorations into parallel realities, showcasing the Flash's ongoing influence on broader storytelling trends. While many fans and critics appreciate Crisis on Infinite Earths for its bold narrative decisions and its ambitious scope, opinions vary. Some critics argue that the event's execution, while innovative, resulted in overly convoluted changes that sometimes confused readers. Additionally, purists who cherish original storylines often lament the loss of certain beloved characters and plot lines that were erased or altered. Challenges surrounding this concept include the inherent complexity of managing a multiverse. As storylines expand, maintaining narrative coherence becomes difficult. Alternative viewpoints suggest that constantly rebooting or altering realities can lead to reader fatigue or disenchantment. This point directly influences other aspects of the main topic by setting a precedent for future reboots and continuity shifts in not only comics, but across all superhero media. The repercussions of this event illustrate the long term narrative power the Flash wields, driving home the fact that his actions, for better or worse, irrevocably alter the course of history within these fantastical realms.